morning, everyone. Yeah, so today is it's a bit interesting. Right now, we've just had so many events coming from the GBP side, coming from Britain. There have been so many events, and they are all positive. There are so many, and they are all positive. But the important thing to note here is that the market impact from all of those events is almost nothing has happened. It's quite interesting for those who like trading news. You realize that sometimes you have so many events and there is no market impact, and sometimes you've put a very big lot size, and you've really planned well to make some profits in a short period of time from a big lot, and expecting all this news to give you some impact, but nothing has really happened. You're looking at charts like the GBP, USD. Maybe we're going to look at all the GBP charts and see where there was some market impact, so that you know which currencies you need to trade when certain events come out. Yeah, so the impact of certain events of the economic calendar, it varies. The impact varies depending on which country is versing the GBP or whatever other currency is having that news. So you'll find that things to do with employment might not impact the US dollar versus the Mexican peso. There might not be any impact there. But on a chart like US dollar versus New Zealand dollar, there might be some impact. And other things to do with crude oil and others, you might find they're affecting Canada so much, but they're not affecting other countries. And yeah, it's good to put that down, so that every time you're having these events coming out, you know the market impact that you will expect from certain pairs. You know that against the US dollar, we may not have much impact, but against the South African rand, we're going to have a lot of impact. And some other events might be totally irrelevant to other, like the Norwegian krone and all those other currencies. Yeah, some events might be totally irrelevant to them, and the market impact might have nothing really, to do with them. So you might not have any movement on those charts. Yeah, so looking at the GBP USD, there's literally no impact. Let's just take a look at these events that have affected this chart. All these events came out at 10 a.m. of our time, about 10 minutes ago. And we have consumer price index, medium impact, consumer price index year over year. That one had very high impact, and it came out very positive with 5.5%, with a previous of 5.4%. So this one here, it was really good, really positive for the GBP. Then there is core consumer price index year over year, also positive 4.4% from 4.2%. The consensus was 4.3%, and it came out even better than expected. There's a PPI core output. These are medium impact events, month over month and year over year. Then, the ones with very low impact, there is producer price index input, month over month and year over year. There's a producer price index output, month over month and year over year. So these ones are very, the impact is very small, but they are all positive as well. And the retail price index, month over month and year over year, these ones are all positive. So this is this is a very good, it's a very good record of what has happened today. All the events have come out positive, and the market impact on the GBP USD is it's nothing. Nothing has really happened there, and yeah, so it's just that small candlestick. Maybe in the 5-minute chart, you might have some market impact, but still nothing. If you're to take this, maybe about 8 pips, yeah, no impact. There's no real impact there on the GBP USD. Yeah, so we can look through all the charts that have the GBP. So GBP, JPY, no market impact, no expected impact. That very high volatility that we normally expect from such events. Euro GBP, this one here, nothing. Still, okay. GBP Australia. Yeah, there's a small candlestick there. Okay, this one here could qualify some good impact, about 31 pips, but that was before this candlestick, so it doesn't really count. GBP versus a Canadian dollar, nothing. GBP CHF, nothing. So GBP Norwegian krone, nothing. This one here is the Danish krone. Normally I don't trade that one. Okay, the Danish krone, nothing as well. The Swedish krona, maybe there will be some impact here. Not really. Maybe the Singapore dollar versus the pound sterling. So we're just taking a look at all these other charts to see where we've had some market impact, so that in the future, when we have all these events coming out at the same time, then we can know where to trade. But looking at all those charts and no impact, it just gives you the sense that, these events here, maybe they are just internal events that really had some good impact within Britain, but versus other countries, there is really no change. The exchange rate for the British pound hasn't really changed in all these countries. It's just normal. So this is just an example that you can have so many events like these ones. You can see all of them flashing. Trade now. You can have them all flashing. You can even have a high impact event like consumer price index, which is a very big event, and there is still no market impact. It's just normal. So that is something you really need to know about these events. But another thing you need to really need to know is that the impact of these events might show up later on. You can't just expect this to end here and you just move on to another chart or something else, but there's going to be impact in these charts. So, towards the end of the week, something is definitely going to happen. You can't just walk away like this. So you need to do some analysis. You need to do some analysis, and then you know exactly what's going to be happening, so that you don't get caught on the wrong side. So we have some resistance points here with this is a GBP USD. There are some strong resistance areas. There's this channel where this price has moved in, and the midpoint is close to where the price is right now, somewhere there. You can calculate the pips to the top. Pips to the top are about 50 pips, and down about 50 pips. So yeah, this is like a medium area. So having price moving in this channel, we have the dominant positions in this lower zone. So most likely we're going to have a breakout out of this channel, maybe downwards, maybe upwards. But having these events that are taking place in this range market without any impact, it gives you the sense that maybe external forces are what are going to move this. So the way this fundamental analysis works is we have these many events that have taken place today affecting the pound, and there hasn't been any market impact, any visible market impact that we don't have any spikes. But it has already set a foundation for these USD events to come in. So when they come in, either they won't have any impact, or the impact is going to be so huge, coming from whichever country. So you'll have the US dollar having impact maybe this evening. Then you're going to have so the US dollar will have impact this evening, and other countries are going to be coming in. So all the countries that are versing the pound sterling, you can wait for their announcements to come in, and then wait for the impact. It will be a combination of what those countries are announcing and what has already been announced here. So that comparison is what will give you the impact for this chart. So that do not just discard everything that has happened here. Just keep it in mind, and wait for these other countries to give their announcements, and then you can get the market impact from there. So you know, today in the evening there's going to be, okay, in the afternoon, 4:30, there's going to be retail sales month over month, affecting the US dollar and the retail sales control group. That will be reflecting on what happened in January. So that will be at 4:30, and it's going to have a very high impact. So these two affecting the US dollar could easily give you some very nice market impact. You might get the spike that you've been waiting for with these GBP announcements. Still at 4:30, there will be just one more event, high impact event, that is from the Bank of Canada, that is the Consumer Price Index Score, and that is year over year, and it's expected to be positive, so that is from 4% to 4.6%. These events affecting the US dollar, the retail sales, and retail sales control group. You know, this one here is improving from negative 1.9% to 2%, and negative 3.1% to 0.1%. So these events are expected to be very positive for the US dollar and for the Canadian dollar. So yeah, so the market impact versus the GBP. Yeah. Okay, before I talk about this other main event, yeah, so the market impact on the GBP is going to be quite, yeah, it will be relevant here. So this is GBP versus USD. So at 4, we must expect something really to happen here. Our areas to keep us in check are these resistance up here, this support down here, and this medium resistance. You know, these have been set by, you know, price action. So the action of price has, you know, it has led to these areas. There's this resistance up there, this support, and this medium point. So following this alone, yeah, it will give us these areas to check ourselves. So if you're selling and maybe you reach the bottom, you know, it will be, you know, you'll have to really watch what you're doing. So we have another area down there. This is another support line and another support area down there. The very bottom, then we have another resistance up there. So in between, you know, inside this channel is where we need to keep our eyes set on this. Then you know, you can easily start you know, selling if the price moves downwards. You just follow the price. You don't just start selling and expect price to move there, but you follow the price. If it's moving down, you go down with it. If we get some retracement levels, if we are buying, then selling below the 50.0, which is, okay, there's the 38.2, which is the area of support that we've already drawn. Then this medium point is at 23.6 and the 0.0. So that channel is still there in the Fibonacci sequence. And yeah, the very most bottom point is that 50.0. So selling below there could get you some 20 pips, which is not bad. 20 pound sterling pips. They are quite heavy. They'll give you some good money. Okay, so looking at, you know, in case we are to buy, yeah, if we are buying, we have the 38.2 drawing out that same support level that we had. We have the 61.8 still on that same support level, and the 50.0 giving us that medium point. So yeah, so it, you know, both ways, you know, we have this same channel that is within the Fibonacci retracement levels. Either if you're predicting a buy or predicting a sell, that level is still marked out. Even if you put your own price action, resistance and support levels, or areas of support and demand, yeah, you still have that same channel there, and that is a very big problem. So yeah, it's a big problem because, you know, price could move either way. You know, you can't really predict this one right now. Maybe, yeah, maybe you can get lucky and then you start bragging afterwards that, you know what, I predicted this thing. But anyway, you follow the price. If it moves above this area of resistance, then you follow it and keep on buying. If it moves down below the area of support, then you sell and you keep on selling, and then you make some money like that. We have the extreme zones which are up there, and another extreme zone which is down there. So whatever happens in between there, you can be sure to make a profit either moving to the top or to the bottom. You just wait for the market impact and the price movement, and you wait for price to break out of this channel. Then you'll have a very good trade on your hands. Okay, in a bigger time frame, there is more space down there, and but these are the two closest areas that we need to keep our minds on. Okay, so the main event for today, tonight at 10 p.m., the FOMC minutes. Now that's a main event. There's no other way to stress that. So this one here is from the Federal Reserve. It's a very big event. I will love it so much. It's the Federal Open Market Committee. Now this event here, it affects gold. Okay, it affects the US dollar a lot, but there's some extra impact on gold. This is like the non-farm payrolls of gold. The other non-farm payrolls is normally for the US dollar, but this one is it's for gold, and it's quite impactful. If it happens and nothing really comes out of it, then you just wait for the next one. But we're most likely going to have some good market impact, and gold has some very nice pips. The pips make a lot of money. That's why people love gold so much. Okay, so let's and that is gold versus the US dollar, not gold versus the euro or the CHF or the Australian dollar. It's gold versus the US dollar. That is a chart of interest. I've pointed out those other charts because I tried to trade them once based on FOMC minutes, and I realized that that impact is only with gold versus the US dollar. So here we have an opportunity to to do all sorts of analysis. All sorts of analysis here. You do everything and you make sure that you get some impact somewhere. So you can start with Fibonacci levels. You can start with Fibonacci levels there from the bottom to the top, and okay, that's on the body, and this other one here is not really on the body, but let me try and move it there. Okay, so that's where we are. So basically on this one, looking at this top, price broke through the 23.6. Broke through there, went for the 38.2, didn't really touch, but we have some good areas of significance there. We have price being resisted, picture perfect resistance at the 38.2, and price is now being resisted at the 23.6. So these Fibonacci retracement levels are definitely for a bearish market. So we can expect to go bearish, but the event is at it's at 10 tonight, and it looks like we're already in a reversal. Let me put up the RSI and see if we have. So this, if this is a reversal, then we have that downward movement. We can expect price to move. Okay, there's that strong area of resistance which might support price, but if it breaks it, then we can move to the 61.8 because of that high move that was there. And okay, so the Fibonacci retracement levels are looking at this area of reversal. We could have price moving downwards. That's a very big possibility. If okay, another thing supporting downward trend, so we have the Fibonacci retracement levels from these ones, from the 38.2 to the 50 or to the 60.0, we have about 209 pips. 209. Okay, let's say 200 pips to make it a bit to lower the risk. So we have 200 pips there if we sell below the 38.2, and so if you're looking for reasons to sell, reason number one is there already. It's already determined by the chart. Reason number two, we have higher highs on the chart, and we have lower highs on the RSI. So we have divergence taking place there. We have divergence taking place. The MACD is already in a selling position, and so that's another reason to sell. The selling power already came off the divergence, but you can still continue to sell. The lowest point in between the 2 points was that one. It was already broken. yeah, you know, it could be predicting a new downward trend. So that is another reason to sell. Yeah, so this is still gold. Okay, reasons to buy. One, okay, we can draw these bottoms and touching there, and we have these new bottoms moving upwards like that. So we had this low point, another low point, and price is supporting it there. So we could easily be having price moving upwards. So if yeah, and then we have this area here of support. So now price, you know, okay, basing on the other divergence and Fibonacci retracement levels, that we are to sell, you know, to this point here, at least to this area here. But you know, using these trend lines and looking at the, you know, what price, how price has been moving. Yeah, looking at this area here of which was resistance before, and it is now serving as support. Yeah, we have you know, we have price you know, being supported to move upwards. And yeah, if we are to continue looking at this, if we are to continue to, you know, to base on this to buy, maybe the best place to start buying will be above this top point. Above that top point. But you know, between now and maybe when this event comes out, the FOMC minutes, if price breaks below this first blue line, this first trend line, then you know, it gives us more reason to sell. And if it breaks this one especially, then we have even more reason to sell. So we have yeah, so reasons to buy is if this is an actual area of support and price is moving back upwards. So looking at the 4-hour chart, it looks like price has hit a ceiling. It looks like it has actually hit a ceiling, and yeah, anything can happen anyway. But the market impact coming from the FOMC minutes, it's going to really give us some good impact here. And yeah, just be patient and wait for it at 10 p.m. and yeah, see how best you can utilize it. Let's see if there's some charts to follow. Just take a look at this very quick. And okay, so we have the Euro USD buying. Can take a look at all of them. GBP USD buying, USD JPY not really. Australia USD, a lot of strong buying movement there. Okay, Australia versus the Canadian dollar, and GBP JPY, these ones are buying. Euro GBP, there's selling on the other side and buying on this other side. Euro JPY, buying, that's a good one. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, buying, could be off a support level. You have the big chart selling and this small one selling, buying, so you might have bounced off some kind of support line. Okay, Euro Australia, nothing much to look at there. Okay, let's look for one chart that is actually synchronized. Okay, Australian dollar versus a Japanese yen. This one here, there's a lot of strong buy. Yeah, so that one there, you know, you could, you know, you can easily, you can make some profits there. Just take a look at it. Make sure it's not at a resistance. Yeah, just make sure there is some gap there. Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar, buying. That is very, very nice. Australia is very strong right now. Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen, buying. Canada versus CHF. Okay, that one is buying as well. CHF JPY buying. It looks like Japan is doing badly. Even New Zealand is buying against the Japanese yen. Japan is really, you know, it's really performing poorly this time. So yeah, so you can take a look at those charts, or you can, you know, can download this app. Yeah, you can get this app and do your analysis there, and you can use it any way you want. It doesn't really matter what you're going to. It doesn't really matter how you use it, as long as it works. That's the thing about Forex. There are thousands of ways of using one thing, so it doesn't really matter how you use it. You know, if it works, then it works. If it works for you and you have some good, if you're having some good profits coming from it, then by all means, you know, you take it. Okay, this is GBP, JPY, just a quick one here. Yeah, this is a previous area of support, then became resistance. Yeah, if it breaks above that line, going to have some good market movement. You can just look at those areas there, moving up to the the 61.8. Okay, can make some, can do some trading upwards to the 61.8. There are about a few pips left, about 22 pips. Yeah, but you have another area of, there's this big spike that took place recently. And to the top there, you can collect some money somewhere in the middle there. If you keep on buying, you could easily collect some money there. So you just do some analysis and see if you have anything pointing to buying in that channel there, and you can make some good profit there. Okay, I think that's the last chart for today. Yeah, so the FOMC minutes, you can wait for those. You can wait for that event in the night at 10 p.m. Of our time. Just keep on watching it. Big loot to your phones or your laptops or whatever you use to trade. Yeah, your MT4 platform. If you're going to do a high risk maneuver on FOMC minutes with gold, yeah, experience has taught everyone that gold is very unforgiving. You don't go for that chart. You don't just go for it. It's can wipe out your account in minutes. So be very careful. If you're going to stake your whole account on it, that will be very unwise. They put some small money there and you make a separate account for it if you're going to really do a high risk maneuver. Yeah, so it could be very interesting. You could buy, you could sell. Just follow the market impact and watch out for the spread expanding. When the spread expands, first relax. You wait for it to narrow back. That's when you get in, and you'll make the most out of that trade. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Enjoy the celebrations taking place right now, the Janan Luwum Day. You can, we're going to move on to Kololo and see what's happening there. Yeah, so thank you for watching Trading Dawn. Have a good day. Goodbye.